The Hunter region is growing at a fast pace, with population expansion accompanied by significant growth in the construction sector. This has resulted in strong demand for construction workers, which draws heavily on migrant workers to meet demand. The construction sector can be a challenging work environment, requiring long working hours and physical labour, often in difficult weather conditions, with strong pressures to meet project targets, financial milestones and timelines. Additional factors that compound these challenges include irregular and insecure work, physical health impairments, and natural, technological and biological hazards. This is amplified in the case of migrant construction workers who face additional challenges, particularly for those who are compelled to work informally. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought into focus the challenges that confront migrant populations. These challenges have led to the proliferation of anxiety and mental stress amongst migrant workers, which potentially have long-term effects. Previous research suggests that mental health challenges are widespread amongst construction workers, intensified by a wider range of shocks and stresses, such as financial hardship, language barriers, uncertainty about the future, and cultural alienation. The mental health challenges and the need for building resilience within the migrant construction sector are specific and require a targeted study. Thus, the aim of this project was to explore the specific mental health and wellbeing challenges that migrant construction workers in the Hunter region face, with a view to understanding how to best support their psychological and wellbeing needs and build on resilience.
This is a pilot research project supported by the College of Engineering, Science and Environment at the University of Newcastle under the Multidisciplinary Strategic Investment Scheme, conducted in collaborative partnerships between researchers from the disciplines of construction management, psychology, health sciences, and business. It explores interpretations of the lived experience relating to the emergent issue of mental health of migrant construction workers, and consequently identifies and explores themes that can inform resilience building programs. Key project activities include a global and local literature review on mental well-being of migrant construction workers, semi-structured interviews of migrant construction workers seeking interpretations of their lived experience, and interpretative phenomenological analysis, or IPA. The project includes a dissemination strategy, including scholarly publications, conference presentations, social media posts, and this video, which will help seek funding for future research projects.
The aim of the research is to find out the specific mental health challenges migrant construction workers in the Hunter region face, with a view to understanding the prospects for building their resilience. Where there is a substantial literature on mental health issues in the construction industry, there is a paucity of studies that are concerned specifically with migrant construction workers, a growing demographic group requiring a targeted study to address the gap in knowledge and understanding to inform policy and practice for building their resilience.
Interpretive phenomenological analysis is a qualitative research method used when seeking perceptions and understandings of a particular situation that is 1. Complex, 2. Poorly understood, or 3. Previously unexplored. IPA's empathic, curious, yet respectful, interactive, reiterative approach is well suited to explore the narratives of mental health in migrant workers in the construction industry in Australia, a group that has no voice in society, living away from their usual support networks and whose risks and resilience are as yet unknown.
Previous research has found that long working hours, lack of control over one's work, and hard physical labour that results in pain all have a detrimental effect on the mental health of Australian construction workers. Importantly, very few qualitative studies have explored the experiences of psychological distress among migrant construction workers in Australia. The little research that there is in this area suggests that migrant construction workers are particularly vulnerable to psychological distress, perhaps because they live and work in precarious employment conditions. but it remains unclear how social support, acculturation stress and resilience affect mental health in this population. And these are the issues that we were particularly interested in the current research.
Studies have highlighted that there is a substantial burden of depression and suicidal behaviors among male migrant construction workers in South Asian countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and the United Arab Emirates. Prevalence of psychosocial illnesses among migrant construction workers in Singapore is also of concern and was exacerbated during the COVID-19 situation. I trust a policy-level intervention and implementation is essential to improve the working conditions of migrant workers.
The study helped us understand what are the challenges that migrants are facing in the construction industry in the Hunter. So this information can be used to enhance existing forms of support, especially those on short-term and temporary visas. It can also help enhance policy and practice and improve support in this sector. This study also means increased public awareness of the challenges migrants face.
I assisted this research project by carrying out a literature review on the mental health of migrant construction work, and I was surprised to find out that just a few studies have been carried out in this field. This group of workers, including those who live in Australia, are likely to experience psychological distress and to live and work in precarious conditions. I think this stresses that more research is required in this field.
I collected the qualitative data using semi-structured interviews according to the protocols of interpretive phenomenological analysis. What was really interesting to observe was that the participants really straddled two worlds, their new home, but they also missed their countries of origin, their families and their culture.
I worked as a research assistant on the data analysis of the interview data, exploring the positive and negative lived experiences of migrant construction workers in the Hunter region. The results were both surprising, shocking, and incredibly eye-opening, especially the various identities that migrants adopted.
The research found that migrant construction workers straddle two worlds, with two different identities. For them, it is a compromise. By making the decision to abandon original homes, often seeking a more financially secure life in Australia, the change is not without loss, particularly culture, identity and support. For some, it is an escape from the horrors of war or internal conflict. Many have come alone and find work in the construction industry where, as one worker said, there's a lot more opportunities. Such a move is not without emotional cost. As another worker expressed, you are making nearly double over here, but you're still happy back home. The powerful forces of poverty, fear and insecurity are for these participants determinants, as one worker put it, to find an opportunity to have a good life, a better life. Yet for all, the loss of connection to family and culture remains a burden of sadness. As expressed by one worker, I'll be honest, I miss home. My home is my home for me, and even for my kids. But just having my own family here sort of makes things a bit easier. But yeah, I still miss home.